Hi, hello, welcome to Devon Monk's. Wait, let me try that again. Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. This is Monday Monk 42, I think, and this is the third time I've tried recording this video. So let me just look and make sure there's recording. Looks good. We're gonna thumbs up. We're gonna fingers crossed it's gonna continue working. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate you. I do this little quick update video every week. I just started this in February of this year to see if I would like doing video updates, and so far I'm enjoying it, and I hope you are too. You know, if you want me to switch subjects or answer some questions or do something different, let me know. I'm willing to switch up what I'm doing, and I might do that as time goes on anyway. But right now, what I tend to do is I update writing, knitting, and just what's going on in Monkland. So let's start with writing. Writing is going well, thank you. You know how I said, oh, I'm going to get these revisions done and then I'm going to turn them in by the end of the week to my copy editor? I did not do that. And then last Monday Monk, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get them done and I'm going to turn them into my copy editor. I didn't do that either. I set unrealistic deadlines for myself. I know this. I just am eternally optimistic that this time I'm going to get it done much faster than any other time. This time I'm going to be amazing. I'm going to be super Devon. I'm going to be the writer who hits every deadline that I can dream up. And what I need to do is just pad more time in my schedule because it's not like I haven't been writing for decades. I know this about me. Has it changed my behavior? No. Will it change my behavior? I don't think so. I'll probably set unrealistic deadlines on the next project too. So anyways, this project is going well. I have like 25 pages left to revise okay. I will be realistic. Might take me 2 days to do that. I think I can get it done today. See, this is what's going on in my head. I'm like, just finish it today. It doesn't matter how many hours it takes. Drink all the coffee. So it will be done this week, and I know it will because it's a very small amount of pages, and I know they're pretty clean. And so, yeah. Wayward Sky is almost done. That's what I'm getting to, and it will go off to my copy editor. It will have to come back to me. I will have to clean it up after copy edit. Then there's formatting and all that stuff and uploading it to the vendors. I am going to get it to you in December. Yes, that deadline has changed, but we're on it now. We're going to get it to you in December. So, keep your eyes open and I will let you know when it is available. If I haven't mentioned it here, and I think I have, the next book that I'm writing is Thorn, which is book 3 in the West Hill Magic series, which is urban fantasy with hockey. So we'll be doing hockey and urban fantasy magic stuff. What else is going on with writing? I did want to mention, if you didn't see it on my blog, I am re-releasing and under new covers the Broken Magic series, which is my first series I ever wrote was an urban fantasy series called the Allie Beckstrom series. And then I took a character which is urban fantasy set in Portland, Oregon. And I took a side character from those books, Seamus Flynn, and, well, 2 side characters, and Tarek Conley, and wrote their books. And that was Hellbent and Stone Cold. And then I added a couple years later, I added a third book to it, Backlash. And I now have the chance to take the books, put new covers on them, a little more urban fantasy. The last covers were a little more Jason Bourne action-y kind of ones. And Seamus Flynn is a death magic user. He's basically death in a pea coat. So I want a little, not darker, but kind of more, yeah, this guy doesn't need a gun. He is a gun kind of thing, you know? So you don't give a weapon a weapon. So it's been fun to work with the artist on the covers. She's nailing it. It's Lou Harper. She runs Cover Affairs, if you're wondering who I'm using for this. So they're fabulous. And I can say I am going to add another story to this series. I might just put it in the back of Backlash, just extend that book, give it additional content. I have to figure out how to do that. I haven't done it before, but I am currently writing that story, which I think will be a long short story. Maybe, I don't know if it'll be a novella or novelette, but it will be a story with Seamus and Tarek and probably some of our other favorites. Like, I bet Allie might show up in it. I think Xavier's going to show up, and I am certain Stony the Gargoyle is going to show up in it. So if you like the Allie Beckstrom books, or if you like the Shame and Tarek books, this extra story will be will be for you. Yeah. Okay, so that's what's going on with writing. What's going on with knitting? I am working on the toy to give away for the November newsletter. I will show it to you next Monday, Monk, because it's not done. And my newsletter will go out on Wednesday, the 30th, which is the last day of the month. Yeah, and the toy is a little thing, and it's knitting along well, and I'm enjoying it. So far so good on the toy. I don't want to set an unrealistic deadline, but I should have that done by this week too. Okay, what else is going on in Monkland? You know that we remodeled our bathroom, right? Well, we didn't remodel it. We just put in a new floor and painted. So I don't know. That's not really remodeling. Well, and we put in a new vanity too. That's still not remodeling, right? You have to like knock out walls or something for it to count for remodeling. I don't know. We updated the bathroom. There we go. That's what we did. And it looks really great. I'm excited about it. And then the next project I dove into is painting the bricks in the living room. We have a fireplace, an actual wood burning fireplace in the living room. And the bricks have been many colors. I've talked about this before. They've been white, they've been blue, they've been yellow, they've been purple. Purple was my favorite. It was very purple, but it was fun. It felt bold, you know. It was really fun. So we're going for gray this time, kind of more classic look. And I'm not loving the color we picked. I like gray. I just don't know if I like this gray. I feel like we should have gone darker gray. We went a pretty dark gray, but it feels like it should have been darker. I don't know. I have another gray paint in the house that's left over from another project, and I might paint part of the bricks that color to give a contrast. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but that's getting done. Our brick fireplace goes the length of the wall and has built-in bookcases in it that are, I think they use, this house, remember, was built back in the 40s or whatever. And it used to be a barn, so like it's become different things as it's been remodeled into different things. It's not your standard, it's not your standard blueprint, but the shelves, the bookshelves are actually metal. The shelves themselves. I don't know why they put metal across the bricks, but the guy who built this house, had this house built, he was kind of not a scavenger, but he was somebody who, if he could find a part or a thing that he could repurpose for the house, he was like ahead on the DIY trend. Back in the 40s, he was the DIY guy. We just found out, my husband and I, that we have a little tool area in our basement, and there's been mounted on the wall what you would think is a tool crib maybe, or I don't know, kind of like a closed in, it's a shelf. It used to have doors on it, but it had little cubby holes in the shelf. It's wooden. And we had found recently a book stashed at the top of it, which was the yearbook. That's what it's called, your yearbook from your college. Well, we found one, the original builder's yearbook that had gotten just tossed up at the top of the tool crib. And we have his son, who's, I think he must be in his 80s or more. We have his phone number because he dropped by pictures of the house that they had taken when the house was being built for us. So he dropped off the photos for us. And so he gave us his card. So we contacted him and asked him if he wanted his dad's yearbook. And he did. And he told us, this is what I'm getting around to here, that the tool crib in the basement was actually one of the original Oregonian Journal, Oregonian Statesman, the newspaper in our area. And the tool crib was the route drivers sorting system. So it was what they used to put the newspapers in to send the route drivers out. And they were upgrading and changing the system. And so his dad's like, I'll take that. And he took it and he put it down in the basement as a tool crib. So we have an original piece of history, newspaper history in our house, which is really cool to find out, right? This house has its quirks, but some of them are pretty fun. So that was neat to find out. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, I want to tell you this one thing. we cut all the sunflowers down that had self-planted themselves in our garden, and I cut off the heads of the sunflowers that still had seeds in them, and I put them out by our bird feeder. I mentioned this in the last video. And we've seen the mourning doves picking at the seeds, which is really cool because mourning doves don't tend to be up on branches eating things. They tend to be ground scratcher kind of birds, apparently, or at least in our yard they are. And so the mourning doves have been having a good go at the sunflower seed heads or sunflower heads. And we've seen jays kind of pecking at them too and stuff. Yesterday I was looking out the window and I didn't have my glasses on, but I could see pretty clearly out there, and there was a squirrel in the grass just down there, and he was standing up really weird, and I'm like, what's up with that squirrel? Because again, my glasses weren't on and I'm nearsighted. I can see near, I can't see far. So I'm kind of squinting to see what's going on out there. The squirrel had grabbed an entire sunflower head, bigger than itself, of course, and it was hauling that sunflower head across the yard, and it got so far that it had to like rehandle how it was going to carry this monstrous thing. I mean, it must have been the mother load for that squirrel because that thing is just full of seeds. And then finally it got it kind of, I don't know, in its mouth and one foot and it scurried off, and it took off out of our yard and across the street to the neighbors. So I think, sorry neighbors, I think there are going to be sunflowers growing all over the neighborhood because that squirrel looked industrious and it had an entire head of seeds to go hide. So yeah, we're adding to the joy of the neighborhood, putting a few sunflowers out there for neighbors to enjoy. Anyway, okay, that's it. That's enough. I hope you have a wonderful holiday if you're here in the States and are celebrating Thanksgiving. I hope you have a wonderful meal, whatever that meal is that you enjoy. I hope you get to spend some time doing something you like to do, watching a show, doing a craft, talking to a friend, hanging with family, whatever your thing is. Nice, good cup of hot cocoa, whatever your favorite bit is. Actually turning on the Christmas music for the first time. We have kind of a rule in the house where Christmas music doesn't start until after the Thanksgiving meal. Whatever your joy is, I wish you much of it. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.